Hey, what's going on, guys? You got Crave here, and yep, I haven't done a WoW video in quite a while, and that's mainly because I'm not currently subscribed into the game. Well, there's really not much to do, at least for me personally. So, anyway, at least I'm pretty glad that they have the pre-patch up on the PTR, so I decided to check it out. I think it's version 703, and yeah, so I did see a few things that were quite interesting in the PTR. So I won't go through everything. There's simply a lot to check out, but I guess I'll mention some of the things that I really found interesting. So first of all is that there's a lot of changes in terms of the talents, whether that's for PvP or PvE, and yeah, you can now pretty much see the new talents for Legion. Now, I can't verify whether those are working correctly, so I'm guessing I suggest you guys just visit MMO Champion, Wowhead, or different forums for feedback on what other people think on the talents that are currently on the PTR. So yeah. Everyone knows that, or if you don't know about it, that we do have new PvP talents, which sort of replaces a whole bunch of stuff. Well, especially for the currency, since honor and conquest points are going away. Now, yeah. I guess there's a whole lot of mucking around to do with that, a whole lot of checking to see what works best. But yeah, you know, well, to be honest, I'm not really into the whole removal of purchasing of gear. And you know, if you've checked out my other videos, WoW is more and more becoming a Diablo game, an RNG game, or a little bit more into the whole loot box thing, which is very obvious in Overwatch. It's not new. It's been it started to creep up in one or two expansions, especially in the most recent one, which is right now the live expansion, which is Warlords of Draenor. But yeah, I guess I just have to change my mindset on it and just accept it for what it is, and that is the way that WoW is going right now. Well, on a positive note, I do like the fact that in terms of visuals, there's a whole lot of changes going into Legion. Now, of course, when you see the new content, the new expansion, you can't help but, of course, see the new zones. And you're going to see the art team doing, I mean, the amount of effort they've put into the new zones. And don't do what I do. I make a comparison of the new zones compared to the old zones. And really, the old zones look dated and terrible. But I mentioned it in one of my older videos that I wish that they could do something about the old zones to update the textures, but then again, that would mean resources in terms of development being funneled elsewhere, so I'll leave it at that. Now, in terms of appearances, yes, I did notice some changes, especially with the mogging system. It's very easy to sort of change the look of your characters right now. There's a brand new interface for you to basically just go through, and I didn't like the fact that they took away the default option to sort of hide your helm and your cloak from the options menu. It's now in your Mog vendor. Also, you now have the option to hide your shoulders, which is pretty good because some of those shoulders, although they look awesome and they're awesomely designed, they look pretty ugly actually with certain character models and, you know, certain themes that you might have going. So that's pretty good. It's just not nice that it's not right there in the options menu. I'm not sure whether they plan to put it back come the actual patch or live patch for Legion, but that's what's happening right now on the PTR, or unless I'm missing something, so anyone just correct me in the comment section below. I guess the other thing, again, I'm not going to go through a whole lot, but when I checked out my Alliance character, I did see the newly rebuilt Stormwind part, which is pretty good. It's pretty nice to look at, actually. How many expansions since Deathwing destroyed that area? But yeah, it's pretty good. It's really nice to see that they've done something about the Stormwind part. And in terms of visuals, I guess I can't really... I think the best part about the visuals is really just the animations of the characters. I've checked it out on some of my characters, but I think just from my observation, the most obvious changes are for the melee classes. It's just very obvious. It's just really fun to play. It's very smooth. It doesn't feel floaty. It still has that impact. So I feel that compared to other games, this is WoW. This is where WoW really did well in that when you hit something, it feels like the impact is there, and they've done it really well, especially with with melee classes. And it's also present in other classes. I've seen it with other classes as I look at the other characters, other players playing their own classes when they're going against combat dummies and stuff like that. So yeah, it's also there. I really appreciate that effort put in by Blizzard. I mean, the game really needs a refresh right now in its current state. It's not doing too well, but I feel that this change in visuals and animations will really help just sort of liven up the experience, especially for old players. I mean, of course, some old players might feel that it's taking away something from their class, but to me, as I'm not really a vanilla player, I'm more of I learned about the game in Wrath. I researched about it a whole lot, and then got the expansion in Cataclysm. So it's still a good change. I like it. I appreciate it very much, and I think that new players will also appreciate these updated animations and graphics. I mean, new players will most likely be coming from other games, and when they come to check out WoW for the first time, they won't feel like it looks dated, or they won't even realize that World of Warcraft is using a very, very old engine. I mean, of course, when they start out in the starting areas, the new, as they're, level 1 to maybe around level 50, they're going to have a bunch of stuff to say about the game. But at least, once they reach, I'm guessing around levels 80 and upwards, and things will get better for them, so they won't think that WoW is such a dated game. And in terms of the other things, I didn't really check out the other stuff in the game, but what I did intend to really check out was the invasion event. So I got to participate in the one for Hillsbrad Foothills, and it's pretty good. There's some phasing issues. I'm sort of, I don't know why I get pushed out of the phase of the invasion, but I'm sure Blizzard can sort it out come the actual application to the live version of the game. And it's nothing special, actually. It's just something you've seen in many times in terms of events that are hosted by World of Warcraft. So everyone can just jump in and kill the boss, and for as long as you I'm guessing for as long as you're in the zone and you sort of tag, or at least at the very least tag the certain mobs that you have to tag, or tag the certain bosses that you have to tag, then you eventually still get the rewards in the game. So it's pretty good. Yeah, and that's really all I checked out in the PTR. So I'll probably spend more time in it, probably check out some BGs, and check out how the reward system will work in BGs, and maybe some PvE content. But that's all I really wanted to share with you guys. The talent system, the way some sceneries have changed, the appearances, the animations of combat, some of the updated graphical effects, and of course the invasion event. So thanks for checking out this video. Again, this has been Crave, and I'll talk to you soon.